Hello there, I'm Michael Burge, resident wordsmith at the Maker's Shed, Glen Innes, where the High Country Book Club meets on the third Saturday of every month. From this humble little building in a country town, the Maker's Shed is participating in the revolution in the handmade economy, and as our customers know, that includes books that have been published independently. We love to fill this shed with author talks and writing workshops, and we host an annual High Country Writers Festival every October. This October 23rd to 25th will be our second annual event. Welcome to all our regular book clubbers. Richard and I miss you all turning up and making tea and sharing our cake over chats or getting Richard to make the tea and coffee. Welcome also to listeners from our Facebook group, where we post regular updates about our books with reviews and interviews, and we encourage people to purchase our reads via Australia's family-owned online book retailer, Booktopia. Now today we're talking about the first adult novel by Australian writer S.J. Morgan. It's called Hyde. I really love this book. It's an atmospheric page-turner. It shines a very stark light on international bikie culture, which is not something I've ever really encountered in fiction before. And I think it's likely to leave most readers pretty gripped by the complex menace confronting an ordinary Welsh family in the early 1980s. What I found in the conversations between men particularly was a kind of a casual control and a subtle manipulation, a sort of a mateship, we call it in Australia, I think. And I think it became, for me, one of the major themes of Hyde as it charts the choices that the hero Alec, the young guy who's at the centre of this story, he's forced to make some choices when he finds himself under pressure to get ahead. Now remember, this was Thatcher's Britain. It was a time when people were struggling, let's put it bluntly, particularly in the regional areas of the United Kingdom. And this recreates that time very effectively, I think, this book. It's a bit of a wild ride because it takes him as far as outback Australia. And this is what really drew me to selecting this book. It's got a global appeal, but it's also an emotional journey that's ultimately far more profound than mere geography. I found the characters really well drawn, the trio of female leads in particular. And this is quite outstanding, I think, in a work that trades on masculine brutality and loyalty so keenly. So there are these threads of these women's stories running through it. Unlike other thrillers in this genre that I'm aware of, and I'm not a big reader of thrillers, but I have read a few of them, I think Hyde doesn't conceal the coercion and peer pressure that goes on between men. I think it really explores it. It dives into every kind of false friendship and every excuse for violence at a pace which really matches Alec's caution and his naivety. The author's portrait of the book's Welsh setting, I think, has all the hallmarks of someone who was there. It's incredibly detailed, a few surprises. And there's also a bit of the popular culture of the times, calling at the edges of Alec's life while he's mired in the sludge of this economic rationalism when it was really on the rise in the UK. At the end of the day, I found it a really insightful recreation of Gen X, my generation, our angst, and the pre-dawn of the millennium. So it's very much a book which will take you slightly back in time. Now, this book, Hyde, is a finalist in our annual High Country Indie Book Award, which will be announced at this year's High Country Book Festival in late October. So good luck in that for S.J. Morgan. So it's over to you now, folks, in our comments threads. Tell us what you thought of this Australian novel. Make a video if you like, write a review, join the conversation, but please, as we always say, stay nice. The Maker's Shed has sold out of copies of Hyde. It's been very popular. So head to Booktopia to purchase it, and it'll get posted to your door. Next time, we'll be taking a look at Kim Kelly's new novel, Walking, which is described as a tale of romance, intrigue, and bigotry among Sydney orthopaedic surgeons during the time of the First and Second World Wars. Kim was the winner of the inaugural High Country Indie Book Award in 2019 for her Gold Rush tale, Ladybird and the Fox. Walking has been so popular that we've sold out of copies of that too, so head to Booktopia to order yours now. Contact us about the other Kim Kelly titles we have in stock. Happy reading and keep taking care.